What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 33 of my Total Warhammer II modded Vlad von Carstein campaign. I apologize in advance if I sound a little bit weird this particular episode. I kind of lost my voice, at least sort of lost my voice, doing a Battlefleet Gothic recording. So yeah, it'll be a little bit different in that regard. But hey, the content's still more or less the same. Anyway, last time we did stuff, many stuff. Reunited were Vlad and Isabella, and now Vlad has moved back to Castle Drakenhof, where he will build his legendary unit, the Knights of the Red Death, and then proceed back to joining up with Dieter von Carstein over here, who is holding his Sylvanian crossbows and handgunners for him. Isabella also is moving out with her very nice army of Vargeists, possibly one too many Vargeists, as this might, 8,000 is a little bit much. I mean, you guys probably gotta agree with that. Also, we have various things that we probably want to do here. First of all, we have that potential Queek fight. Then I was gonna see if we can auto-resolve you, or whether we actually have to fight this. I guess we're gonna find out in a second here. And crushing defeat, you say? Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna fight this. I don't actually think I've ever seen this before. Crushing defeat from auto-resolve? Damn. I know that there are halberdiers and stuff in here, but damn. Really? Okay, well, we're gonna make this crushing defeat a cinematic battle. That's for damn sure. Dieter, let's see what you got, buddy. Crushing defeat. Alrighty, here we go. Dieter may not get a lot of battles, or he hasn't gotten a lot of battles this campaign thus far, so let's make sure that he gets to enjoy himself. Enemy's going to start with its artillery, and we are going to attack them because we are the aggressors here, otherwise they wouldn't move. Looks like they're firing their Hellblaster volley gun at our zombies here. I thought for a second that they were firing at the Corpse Guard Knight. Looks like they did, or maybe it got clipped because it's pretty damaged. Oh yeah, they're firing at the Corpse Guard, yeah. There we go. Yeah, so it's definitely going to take some damage. Granted, we don't really care about these corpse cards because they're not unholy lodestones. Alrighty, now Dieter is with his von Carstein lore has summoned a Vargulf with the transformation of Kadan. It is, however, disintegrating by virtue of the fact that we don't have enough mana to sustain it, but the point of this is to charge the Hellblaster volley guns to prevent them firing for as long as possible, and on top of that to try to get as many enemies grouped up around it as possible so we can have Dieter breathe on them with his dragon, and also obviously for the rest of the army to advance. While the army advances, the Feasters in the Dusk are moving around, getting ready to attack any enemy ranged units. Speaking of ranged units, the damage will be dealt this episode, if not by Dieter himself, then by our Sylvanian levies. This is their show just as much as it is Dieter. So here come the crossbowmen. Feel like they don't have nearly enough skulls on their armor and whatnot, but whatever. Already, Dieter gonna get a noxious or pestilential breath, or whatever the hell it's called, on top of the enemy as soon as the Vargulf dies, which was very quick. This should explode a decent amount of those Empire Knights, being dropped to lower than half HP, I'd say about closer to 25%, and also even clipping and damaging some of those Hellblaster volley guns, so I think a very nice use of that breath there. The army has also almost arrived, and thus far pretty much unharmed. We've also got a fairly decent position in a couple of ways. The handgunners are going to be able to take the hill over here and fire down on the enemy with a little bit of a high ground advantage, and thus we don't have to be so concerned about their line of fire. Same thing sort of for the Sylvanian crossbowmen, although they're obviously going to immediately target the enemy handgunners, at least for a while, until the enemy lord is separated, and then we can start going after the lord instead. Alrighty, here come the enemies, and yeah, there we go. Some of the enemy handgunners already dropping. Ooh, these guys are about half HP. Dieter flying overhead, getting ready to attack some enemies, and now it looks like the enemy handgunners, as well as this this war wagon are going to try to move away. Well, that's just fine by me. We're also going to target the biggest threat on the field, which is this enemy unit of Empire Knights, with our handgunners who very, very quickly rip them apart. Looks like with the hill advantage and the size of the enemy units, the handgunners are able to fire over the heads of the zombies and essentially obliterate those Empire Knights. Very nice. Otherwise, the Feasters in the Dusk are going to catch the enemy handgunners that are left, while our own... And yeah, it's going to be confusing when I say handgunners, because now they have handgunners and we have handgunners. I've also now said handgunners so many times that the word handgunners has lost all meaning. Anyway, our crossbowmen are obviously going to keep targeting the enemy, but they will not follow them into this, because the Feasters in the Dusk together with Dieter should be able to take care of all this. Here we go. Feasters in the Dusk are obviously not going to be in this army permanently. They're only here while we do not yet have a Strigoi Ghoul King to call our own. There we go. Looks like Dieter's pouncing and ripping apart some war wagons, and both of the enemy handgunners are already out of the picture. So are the Empire Knights. The enemy army is also sort of joined battle all over the place here. The handgunners. See, now I just keep saying handgunners. The enemy halberdiers fighting our zombies, and we are getting ready to cast something and at least killing some. But otherwise, the battle is going pretty darn well here. The Sylvanian crossbowmen are sort of turned them to the side here so that they can fire into the enemy halberdiers here without killing too many of our own zombies. I think that's a fairly worthwhile use of them in that angle. We're also going to move these Sylvanian crossbowmen on the hill so that they can help out with that. And there we go. Dieter's cast of Wind of Death going to clip a few of our zombies, I'm sure, but who cares? They're only zombies. On top of that, the single cast should just about kill both of these units of halberdiers, significantly shifting the balance of power in our direction. This is looking to be a fairly short battle, as the enemy is already at, once again, 75 balance of power our way. Both of the units of halberdiers are gone, their artillery is gone, their war wagons are being ripped apart by Dieter, who's having a lot of fun on that zombie dragon there. Once again, the Empire Knights are still having a difficult time moving away there. And it looks like even these halberdiers are getting ripped apart primarily, I guess, by the Sylvanian crossbowmen. Really, it's just now a matter of time before the enemy routs. And we are going to actually switch targets here to the enemy lord, who's kind of exposed here, facing away from those crossbowmen, and we can all have them focus him down. Look at that HP drop by 20 to 30% very, very quickly. Handgunners are once again firing on whoever they can reach, but they are going to retarget the enemy Empire Knights, because it looks like they will otherwise come back, because we can see they're starting to rally. War wagons, not so much on the rallying. Looks like Dieter's destroyed all but one, and then the last one should fall, or otherwise just run away. Pretty happy with that. Oh, it looks like the Feasters in the Dusk are going to help out with this. How can you poison a... Well, actually, I was about to say how can you poison a war wagon, but you know, it's... you can poison those horses that are drawing it, right? So why not, right? Alrighty, it looks like this flank is actually broken after that Wind of Death, and the enemy lord is now at about half HP. Those knights are also not coming back, being ripped apart by our handgunners. Very nice to see some volleys on our army. Can't wait for these guys to be part of Vlad's army as well for a nice mixed force. That's a little bit of a preview of the mixed force, right? Or mixed type of units in the army that we're gonna get. Enemy lord very, very close to dying now at about 25%, and dropping balance of powers at like 75, oh wait, probably like 90% in our favor now. Gotta say, well done, 2 units of crossbowmen to be able to kill an enemy lord like this. Quite useful. I didn't expect that they'd be able to do this much damage this quickly, but otherwise the battle's just about over, and it turned out to be a very quick one. Only 4 minutes and not so much on the crushing defeat, I'd say, unless you want to call it a crushing defeat for the enemy. Down goes the Lector, and it looks like battle is over, and I'm just gonna, I guess, speed up the rest of this. We're gonna watch Dieter, I guess, kill the enemy Witch Hunter here, but, you know, turned out to be a pretty damn trivial battle. Looks like the enemy was not even able to kill a single unit of zombies, and I feel like this unit of zombies that got the most hurt was actually primarily hurt by our own crossbowmen firing at the halberdiers that it was fighting. Last Witch Hunter gets cornered here by the vampire, and against this stone here, at least for a few seconds, and then he's just gonna die in a... I just want to watch the death animation before we go. Any second now. All the while, there we go. Down goes the Witch Hunter, and all the while, the Feasters in the Dusk have been chasing off any extra units. I guess we could have used some Dire Wolves in this particular army to make sure that even more units die, because I do believe the enemy artillery survived, but it's not like it really matters here. Yeah, the auto-resolve really vastly underestimated this army, didn't they? Alrighty, and there we go, the last of those halberdiers have died, and I don't think too many units are coming back from this one. Well done to Dieter, and definitely well done to the Sylvanian levies. Wellity, game. Game did not reckon on the power of a zombie dragon or a vampire lord on a zombie dragon, nor the sheer damage that that a few units of Sylvanian levies can do when they're directly behind a wall of zombies. So well done to all of those guys. The Feasters in the Dusk also helped out quite a bit, but a lot of this damage was, to be fair, from running away. I really wish that for the vampire counts that they could still acquire siege equipment, but the only way that they could do it is by defeating enemy empire armies, and then still be able to use them, but they wouldn't be able to build them themselves. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to add, but yeah, I guess since we got the last update for SFO, that's not going to happen, but hey, who knows, maybe game 3. Otherwise, let's see, we are going to, you know what, I want the money. We're going to have to auto-resolve this, and I don't even care. They didn't even kill one zombie unit. Crushing defeat. How dare you, game. Return captives. Dieter is insulted. And now you're going to have to kill that and then run away so that you don't get killed by these guys. Although, wait, let's do that. Wait, did we get a Tormentor? We got another Tormentor sword. Always very valuable. Now, if we move back here, unfortunately, I think we'll be so close to the enemy that they'll be able to attack us. And I kind of don't like that. Although it does take a while to go up mountains like this, so maybe we'll be safe. Probably won't be able to get back into Fildorf, though. That's kind of the thing. We lose like half of our movement, and then this is max that we move, so we'd be able to move like back here, even in March stance afterwards. Do we risk it? We can always back off afterwards, I think. Maybe. I'll do it anyway. Just kill the enemy. I'm just so insulted. What? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking serious, game? Really? It's gonna insta-kill the Feasters in the Dusk for this. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Oh man, all the extra editing required makes this not worth it. I'm just gonna retreat. Whatever, you get to live, buddy. You get to live. That is the stupidest thing. Wow. There was absolutely no way the freaking hidden unit would die to anything here. Honestly, they could probably directly charge the Hellblaster volley gun. They still wouldn't die. Game is being silly right now. I don't even know. Alrighty, anyway, well, I guess we keep powering up Dieter, because I still don't know what kind of army he's going to have. And yeah, he's probably going to have some bats or some dire wolves or something in his army, but otherwise, can freely get pretty much anything, and he's good. Ooh, we also got to remember to summon the other vampire lord. Ooh, speaking of summoning lords, you know what? Based on some comments previously, I think I'm gonna summon Heinrich Kemmler. Not Manny, but Kemmler. Why Kemmler here? Because with the where is she? With Adeline here, she can move into his army fairly quickly and join him, plus any other banshees we summon. Plus, on top of that, the moot is quite nearby, and on top of that, we recently got the ability to get a bunch more hex rates and Karen rates, so I think this is a good time. He can move here, get hex rates and Karen rates from Helman Gorst, who will summon them for him, or raise them for him. This will increase as soon as stuff gets repaired, and then... She's still pretty damn expensive for Gorsty, but yeah, it would be really expensive otherwise. Yeah, they could pop into his army. They are still ludicrously expensive. I do wonder what the cost upkeep is, or upkeep cost rather, is for Spirit Hosts. Still pretty damn expensive. Does Kemmler at least reduce their cost? Wanderer. That does not help. This helps. Return of the Lich Master, no. Whiteblade's powers them up considerably. Barrow Kings, Perpetual Regeneration, Horrible Regeneration for Hex Wraith, Cairn Wraith, Spirit Host, etc. He also has the Ravenous Dead. Wait, what? For everybody? Oh, that's ridiculous. 16 HP per second? That's obnoxiously strong. Whoa. Okay, so Kemmler's ghosts are basically going to be impossible to kill with anything other than just a giant pile of magic. Anyway, let's give him some armor and stuff. He's going to fight Queek, so I guess he might need it. Honestly, I don't think he actually needs to help here, but, you know, just because we have him, we might as well get him in here. You could get a crone, just in case he summons some banshees. Black Cat, Raise, Dead, Gravedigger, and really that's all you can get. You know what we should get him? We should get him a Lichbone Pennant. Do we have any Lichbone Pennants? We do feel like we had one. Yeah, we have one on Isabella, which is still a pretty good use for that. But the Lich, I feel like the Lich Master should have a Lichbone Pennant. Do we take it away from Isabella? But then what do we replace it with? There's nothing here that's really all that good. You know, we'll do it later, but I'm just gonna do that later on when it's a possibility. Anyway, we'll get you some stuff. Invocation of Nehek. Let's power up Krell and get all this good stuff. I'm just gonna give this a quick read. All right, we saw the perpetual regeneration. Oh wow, the extra weakness to fire. They're gonna be super weak to fire. Yeah, if we ever fight an army that's fire and magical, his army is just gonna disintegrate. Then the White Blades. Another power up for the Hex Wraiths and Cairn Wraiths and Spirit Host, and the Return of the Lich Master. Disable replenishment enemy armies and regions. Swell. Recruit rank is faction-wide. Passive ability, Greater Arcane Conduit. Constant increase. Yeah, that's very nice. Master of the Dead, obviously. Oh, gotta increase that raised dead cost reduction. And it also gets some even more regeneration. Get him a Barded Nightmare. Let's get Dark Pact for when attacking. Might get these, but I really do want regular... Oh, damn. I just used so many points we might not have enough for a regular Arcane Conduit. At the very least, we need Wind of Death then. Curse of Undeath, obviously. Double Raised Dead, Van Hale's Dance Macabre, Evasion, and Magical Reserves, Wind of Death. Oh, this gives you Lore Master, Lore of Vampires, which includes Winds of Magic. We'll get it eventually. Not a big deal. Somewhat of a big deal, but not like the biggest of deals. Earth Thing, or let's get Curse of Years just in case. Once again, I don't feel like any of this is actually going to be needed for a fight against Queek, because I feel like this the garrison would have been able to defeat his trash army anyway, because it's just full of Skaven slaves, even if he does buff them fairly considerably. But hey, we might as well get the free trait on Kemmler and then start building up his army. Somebody needs to go up to Talabecland, and Gorst and Carmilla will probably not be able to do that together. It's not going to be enough. While Isabella and Vlad take over Altdorf and all of Reichland. Oh, wow. Helmgart got destroyed by somebody. Huh. I wanted to take that over. I wonder who did this. Man, that was a high-level fort, too. How dare you. That was our territory, or it was going to be our territory. Also, I did want to repair... Wait, did we already repair Crimson Pinnacle? Yes, we did. Okay. Did that either last episode? I think it was last episode. I no longer remember. Do we want to upgrade you? Or you know what? No, let's save the cash for now. I want those Knights of the Red Death. Oh man, our money problems are gonna be really, really big when we get Kemmler's army in here. But oh well. Hopefully we can deal with that a little bit by raiding or sacking some Talabecland territories. And same with, well, no, we want to hold on to most of the Altdorf stuff, but. Maybe not Talabecland. At the very least, some raiding should... Oh, wow, look at this. He's building steam tanks now. That could be a problem. Huh. We'll get some good fights out of that. Anyway, let's go through this settlement upgrade thing, and then I guess we fight Queek now. Or wait, possibly not now. It really depends on if he can actually reach us by walking, because if he jumps, obviously it'll be next turn. Damn, I should have waited to summon Kemmler to next turn. Ah, whatever, too late. Let's just go. Go next. Oh, there was a Blood Kiss available as well. You know what? Next turn we'll spend... Oh, I should have done that right now. Should have spent the Blood Kiss for dwarfs. Nah, well, too late. Too late. Oh, he is going to fight us. It'll be a Pyrrhic victory, sure. We are going to have to... Oh, I'm going to have to make a cut here because the previous battle was a cinematic one, and this one shall be as well. Might as well for Kem and the first fight for him and Krell at the same time. So here we go. Here comes the cut. Alrighty, there it is. Dieter's had his, well, sort of debut, and I guess it's time for Kemmler to do the same. Alrighty, here we go. Now, I don't imagine this is going to be too difficult of a fight, and now I'm just realizing that I went up against this rock here with our army, but we could have probably gone on top of this hill as well. Although, to be fair, if the enemy army attacks from that side, that's not going to be all that helpful by comparison. So the snow is looking kind of weird, and it's kind of rendering weirdly or something, right? Okay, well, regardless, not important. Not important. So anyway, we set up our wolves and our dire doggos, rather, and it looks like the enemy's going to chase them with a bunch of Skaven slave spears, which I guess is a good thing. Now, this army really only has, what, 4 units that are a threat, which is the various gutter runners. They've got pretty good melee attack and defense, 49 and 30 on a relatively low tier Skaven unit, 49 and 30. Plus poison on top of that, pretty damn nice. Plus they've got a very, very nice ranged attack on top of that. Otherwise, there's just a bunch of Skaven slaves, and yeah, maybe Queek has buffed them fairly decently to 24-16, but they're still Skavens. What the frickin' hell? 95 leadership on Skaven slaves? What are you talking about, game? 100. What is this? Is this something Queek does? I didn't even. I'm just curious. Base value 50, other 35, lore nearby 5, inspired by ability. Huh. 111. I mean, on gutter runners, still no, but a 97 on Skaven slaves? On Skaven slaves. We got 53 leadership on freaking undead. Who literally can't feel fear. Versus units that are, you know, made out of fear. Oh, man. I just find the idea extremely funny. Anyway, we'll see how that works out for them. Obviously, once again, the main threat is not the Skaven slaves, regardless of how much leadership they have, but rather all these gutter runners. If they waste all their shots on our skeletons or even our zombies, that doesn't really matter, because it was really only our ghouls and, well, I guess Kemler and the vampire and the crypt horrors that we have to preserve. All the other stuff is garbage. Now, they're doing a fairly decent job at dishing out damage to the skeleton spearmen, but they are also wasting quite a bit of their ammo. These guys are at half, and I'm sure the shields are helping out with at least a little bit. But now it's time to move. So, weirdly enough, I don't know whether this is related to the doggos. The enemy army decided to, like, it started here, but it decided to move all the way out here. I'm not entirely sure why. If anything, I feel like it should have gone like this to counter our ghouls and stuff, but kind of interesting idea by the AI. So we are going to move to counter that a little bit, which means no more use of this rock formation. Oh, this is a skull rock. I didn't even realize. Hey, little buddy, you okay? Yes, so we can't use that anymore, but that's okay. It's not going to be a big deal. We do have access to Wind of Death, so mainly it's just creation of a battle line to kill all the Skaven slaves, or if that's unsuccessful, just kill them all with the ghouls, I guess. I was about to say dire doggos, but we're most likely going to be using them to chase enemies up. Now, this is the first battle for Kemler, who is in here somewhere. There he is, running around on his Barded Nightmare. Kind of hard to spot, but he's in there. Hey, Cam. You doing okay, buddy? I know you miss Krell, but Krell's waiting. Krell's waiting until Queek is here. I'd love to get Queek to duel Krell. 85 and 47 on the melee attack and defense, not too bad. And let's see what we got going on out here. Ooh, it looks like some of the enemy gutter runners with poison have found... Ooh, damn, look at that flight of shurikens. Have found some of our bats. I'm willing to bet at least a few of them are going to go down to that. Oh, one did before, and, huh. Wait, what the heck are these shuriken doing? They're just, like, flying around. What is this? What? Are they homing shuriken? What is this? I've never noticed this. Huh. Are they trying to target bats that are falling to the ground? That was very strange. I need to pay more attention to the way projectiles behave in this game, because that That doesn't seem right. They're not magical. But anyway, the bats are gonna just annoy these gutter runners. Man, that one volley just really did a number of them. They're just mostly gonna distract them so that the ghouls can catch those gutter runners and kill them. Once again, as soon as the gutter runners are dead, the enemy's not gonna be able to do much of anything. One of them, in fact, has actually run out of ammo, so we are going to be able to start dishing out damage with our crypt horrors and other units to it, and that should make this battle go quicker. The more of these guys die fast, the easier this will get. Queek's moving in the background. You can see him as soon as he moves close enough. Ooh, the slingers are, well, slinging. As soon as Queek moves close enough, we're going to summon Krell right in front of him. And should be any second now. And there we go. I saw the summoning. Here comes the Krell. The Krell. Well, I guess he is the Krell. There is only one Krell. Coming out of the ground there with that big old chaos axe that he's got going on. Here we go. Champion of Corn. Don't you run, Queek. Well, anyway, Krell's going to be going after Queek. The Crypt Horrors are doing a pretty good job here, and we are going to get our first Wind of Death. Not overcast because I don't think we can. I don't think it's we got the points in it, but it doesn't matter. This is mostly going to hit Skaven Slaves, so it's not going to be a crazy amount of value, but hey, we still have to delete those Skaven Slaves, and let's see, their leadership now down to 13 after being hit by that, but to be fair, they lost, 66% of their HP in a single second, so yeah. Oh wow, Wind of Death quite useful against units like this. Very, very nice. They're not crazily armored or anything like that. A few more get clipped by the waning wind, and let's see what the damage is. Yeah, that's a nice line of destruction there. How many kills, Kemmler? 370 from that one spell. Not too bad. Krell still trying to chase Queek, but he's gonna get stuck because the Crypt Horrors have him stuck there now. Now Krell should be able to reach him, especially as the Crypt Horrors are exploding all the enemy rats that are around Queek. Not going to be able to protect him from Krell much longer. There we go. So he can have fun fighting Queek. Otherwise, more enemies are moving in. Our doggos are trying to move around because we do know that some enemy units are escaping. We're also going to start flanking a few enemy units. Once again, trying to catch those gutter runners with our ghouls to actually dish out the damage and kill those threatening units. We could probably hold against the Skaven Slaves pretty much forever, but the gutter runners can still dish out damage, so those are the ones that I'm obviously concerned with. There's another one out here that we do have to pay attention to. Krell's starting to dish out. Ooh, he just got Queek to half HP with a nice hit there. Looks like it did like 15 to 20% damage to him in a hit. Well done, Krell. I guess this little fight's in your favor here. Where you going, Queek? You shouldn't have jumped at those zombies. Keep fighting Krell. And now you have dropped to, well, about 40% HP or something along those lines. Kemmler is also now in the battle, and so is our vampire, although I don't remember where in the battle. I believe we are also going to cast a Curse of Ages on, or Curse of Years, rather. Years, ages, whatever. Minus 25 melee attack, which means that's a 0 melee attack. Granted, these Skaven Slaves weren't dishing out too much damage in the first place, although, I mean, a few of these zombies have started to take some damage, but granted, these are zombies, so who cares? Yeah, it's the ghouls, once again, that we have to be concerned with, and the ghouls are more or less pretty much all at full HP, or at least close to it, and they're also dishing out the damage, so I'm pretty happy with that. As I said, Kynor Kemmler is also in here, smacking some Skaven Slaves around with the 0 melee attack. They're not going to be able to do too much to him. Even if they didn't have 0 melee attack, they still wouldn't be able to do too much to him. Haven't need to use the Cloak of Mist and Shadows. Ooh, another Wind of Death moving through the screen. That was actually pretty cool. I didn't mean to do that, but let's just say, just call it a happy accident. Now, these poor gutter runners go flying, but don't actually explode from the Wind of Death, and that's another line of destruction. Let's see, 851 kills from those two casts. Now balance of power is, well, quite in our favor now. I'd say about 2/3 in our favor, and something like that. And there we go. Looks like some of these Skaven Slaves don't want any more part of this. In the meantime, where is Queek? Oh, Queek has about 1 hit left on him, being chased by Krell, who is surprisingly fast. Krell is spry. 45 versus 42. He's actually faster than Queek. Damn. Ooh, and here we go. Let's see if this gets him. Nice hit, nice hit. Oh, right in the back. That looked painful, just by Queek's scream there. And does that actually kill him, or is he still alive? Can't quite... Ah, he's still alive. Damn, would have been funny if that was his death, but yeah. Oh, no, the enemy lord is wounded. That did, in fact, kill him. Amazing. Well done, Krell. You should be pretty happy with yourself. Also, Krell has such an awesome model. I feel like they should have recycled parts of this model to create some other units, like not the entirety of it, but at least parts of it. Anyway, some more undead units. Alrighty, more and more Skaven slaves are running away. Where's your 100 leadership now? Freaking 100 leadership. Alrighty, we got 27 here, 14 here, and 50 leadership on these Skaven slaves still, despite their lord being dead and despite probably, well, not yet army losses, but at least, yeah, there we go, their leadership is now dropping to 41. Slowly but surely, they're all going to get ripped apart. Ghouls coming in as well. They've been doing a good job sort of working on the flanks over here, killing a bunch of enemy units, preventing them from coming back. Obviously, since the enemy attacked us, the enemy army will survive. I mean, to chase down as many as possible, although that'll probably be more up to the dire doggos and to a lesser degree the bats than it is up to the ghouls, because the ghouls do need to still be joining the main faction, or the main battle rather. Ooh, one of our ghoul units actually did get hurt here. Well, not to half HP, but still hurt enough that it's a concern. I guess they were probably physically fighting as opposed to, you know, not physically fighting. These gutter runners before, considering they dish out fairly decent amounts of damage in melee. And yeah, same thing going on here, I guess. All good, though. Retreats, it's surrender. Surrender. To that I say, kill them, raise them. Alrighty, nice little circle moving, or opening up around Krell. Krell doesn't care. Krell takes what he wants. And let's see, who else? Where's Kemmler? I'm just curious. Kemmler should be in here somewhere. I've lost. Oh, he's right in the middle of all this. Oh yeah, units exploding all around him. That's Kemmler. And there we go. I think the battle is just about over. The undead hordes are sort of overtaking the Vermintide here, and there we go. There's the chain route. And no more leadership for the Skaven, and not too much damage. Some of our units got hurt, but you got to remember that a bunch of these are actually summoned zombies. We can see the telltale glow, so the damage isn't quite as bad as it seems. And our main units, our crypt ghouls, are more or less fine. Our doggos are all full HP. Our lords and heroes are all full HP. So I believe this went fairly well. Now I'm going to speed this up. This does take a few more seconds. We are going to try to chase down as many of these guys as we can. Unfortunately, they're quite fast. Skaven slaves running at 47, and I just want to see one thing that I remember. Look at the 76 speed on the gutter runners and 77 speed on Heinrich Kemmler. He's on a freaking barded nightmare and he can't even catch the gutter runners. That's how fast they run. The dire wolves technically can, but not even then. I think we need Isabella's dire doggo specifically to be able to catch a unit like those gutter runners. And at this point I give up because all the Skaven just run away too damn fast. Yeah. I mean, they're quite good at running away, but apparently with the leadership in like 100, they're quite brave as well. I mean, to be fair, they're Queek Skavens, so, you know, I guess they're drawing on Queek's madness, and in that he's brave just as much as they themselves are becoming brave like him, or whatever. I don't actually remember what the abilities Queek grants, but the other 35 has got to be either Queek's buffs or tech. I think he gives like 10 leadership to everybody, but anyway, it says a close victory, but I don't think it was actually that close. I guess we're about to find out. Kemmler himself got like 800 kills, so to be honest, I'm not even sure that this enemy army would have been able to defeat Kemmler plus Krell by themselves, especially with those Winds of Death cast. It would have taken longer, certainly, but considering they didn't get hurt at all, and how much Kemmler heals up, it's quite doubtful. Although, to be fair, the Gutter Runners would have been still problematic if they were able to get a bunch of volleys on them, so it would have been up to Wind of Death and catching them, and which, as we can see, especially when they're running away, quite difficult. Anyway. Alrighty, that went about as expected. Certainly didn't feel like we needed Kemmler there, but he also definitely sped it up. 93,000 damage. Krell personally executed Queek Headtaker, and it was not a difficult fight for him either. Although this was a reminder of just how annoying it is to fight the Skaven in general. The fact that the freaking gutter runners run as fast as a tireless undead horse, 76 speed and 77 or something like that, is kind of silly. But yeah, I'm just imagining those galloping rats there. Or maybe Kemmler's Barded Nightmare is quite slow. Quite slow. Alrighty, well, let's see. Return captives. I guess we could take the money. It's not like we need the healing here. Yeah, why not? Take the cash and go for it. Now, this army still is kind of an issue. Man, and see, if we are to leave here with Chem, we will certainly need to build up Grompeak. Ooh, here it is, finally. Reichland united against us. There we go. Now, that's an exciting point. For this, unfortunately, we won't have time this episode to fight any battles against them, as actually I have absolutely no idea at this point what the timeline is like anymore because of the double cinematic battles, but hey, that's gonna be exciting for next episode. Undercity, Under the Silver Pinnacle, we'll deal with that eventually, but we need to save the money for now. Some incantations from some Tomb Kings already. Ready for duty, Waller von Carstein, yes. He did want to get you in here, and now they aren't saying anything about, oh wait.
I will hear you.
You're also fighting right now, but you're too far. I was about to say they're probably going to take their territory, but nah, they're probably too far. They're actually probably not going to help us, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, that's fine. I'll let them do what they do. Now, you guys have a lot of things to do. Still no black coaches available for Gorsty. Okay. Okay. At least Vlad should be able to start recruiting his, oh my lord, 8,000 and 4 turns to recruit as well. Damn. Does he really have to sit here for 4 turns just to recruit these units? I'm almost tempted to say maybe we get Gorst to do it for him and just transfer the unit, because that's 8,000. I get that it's a legendary. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Vlad is not gonna waste this much time here. This is, he's got better things to do. He's got a lot of better things to do, especially now that the Empire has declared war on us. Speaking of the Empire declaring war on us, oh, wow. Okay, I think Carmilla, yeah, Carmilla's dead. We can't leave Nuln anymore because it's under siege. Or it's actually not under siege. They're just exerting a zone of control around it. Yeah, there's not enough Graveguard to defend against this with just her zombie pile.
No.
Damn. And they've got a freaking Hellstorm rocket battery on top of that. Yeah, and they got 2 more here. Yeah, they got some nice armies. Okay, yeah, we need Vlad for this. Vlad is coming though. And oh man. Yeah, we've certainly got ourselves into a situation. Probably a good idea to have gotten Kemmler on the field right now, because we're gonna need him. In fact, I think it's probably time to start moving him back here. Do we just ignore this little army here? Yeah, I really doubt Kalesh is going to be able to do anything to the stack here. Alrighty, now, I think we take Dead Rock Gap and then we leave. Let the dwarfs carry on what's been going on down here and fight Eshin. Hopefully they don't just declare war on Malice and take those islands, because I still want them. But, yeah, we're probably gonna need the Red Duke to help with the Empire. Alrighty, well, you, though, we're going to assassinate. You are instead going to move out and gonna go help Kemmler. Kemmler, you are going to start moving yourself. Go, go, go. Ignore all this. Red Duke, can you reach Dead Rock Gap in 1 turn? No, you cannot. Oh, well. You can reach it in 2, so wait, I think you can reach it in 2. Yeah, you can definitely reach it in 2. So go right here, take Dead Rock Gap, and then that'll make for a single full province at the Desolation of Drakenmore, the Southern Darklands, and then we'll have a joint border with the dwarfs in yet another location. Yeah, it's gonna be very bad if they declare war on us. Alright, let's use that Blood Kiss right away. Send Spy to the dwarfs, yes. And capture 500 battle captives. Hey, you know how we could have done that? By actually, we could have done that if I had done that last turn, if I had not forgotten. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Ackendorf, we also need to get some more, some better walls up here before somebody starts attacking us from the south. Man, yeah, there's got to be a lot of prep now for the fight with Reichland. Damn. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they got a lot of armies here. I'm just thinking if there's anything else we could do. Carmilla, you could actually summon something like the Claw. Like, you could summon the Claw of Nagash before they attack. Oh, you could also summon the Tithe. I don't really want to lose the Tithe here, but I feel like they're better off in your army than they are in the Gorst's army. And it's not like they cost a lot of upkeep, 31. Alrighty, fine. Let's get rid of the zombie unit. Right there. And we'll summon the Tithe at the very least. Then... Oh no, I just realized they're probably going to ignore Nuln. They're going to ignore it and they're going to just take Dodernbach and Wissenberg. Okay, well if they take them, they take them. There's nothing we can do about it. Dieter, you're just going to hold Fildor for now while Isabella and co. move in. Speaking of Isabella and co., I guess we move to Flensburg first. There's nowhere else we can reach. And then I guess we move to Nuln after that. Alrighty, can you do this in regular? No, you can't. Alright, just go into March stance though, Isabella. Yeah, as soon as you reach here with your army, you can certainly dish out a lot of damage to these guys, but it'll still be kind of dicey. Vlad, at least you have moved out. Yeah, you're, as I said, gonna definitely be needed here. Just gonna do a little bit more prep work for this particular... Ooh, do we start summoning the cairn wraiths and stuff? Yeah, we probably do. We can only summon one of each here, so we might as well start moving Gorst back and forth and start powering up Kemmler's army. Kemmler, in the meantime, you're going to start moving to the Moot, and that's where we'll summon your spirit hosts, as well as anything else that we have going for us. You, Gorsty, summon your Hex Wraith, summon your Cairn Wraith, and then move out once again. Yeah, where our income's gonna drop to like 2k after a bit, but oh well, it is what it is. We have to deal with it. You're gonna move to Cragmere next, gonna summon anything that's available there. Just hand them off to Kemmler while you're at it. I'm so excited right now, though, and I just can't hide it. Let's see, one more of each, and look, still no Black Coach available here, and that's all of our cash as well. Why are Black Coaches impossible to find? I'm getting more and more annoyed at this. Man, we could summon so many Vargulfs, though. Vargulfs are shockingly cheap for how good they are. Isn't that right? 338 really isn't that bad. They're cheaper than Hex Wraiths, and they're so damn effective and so difficult to kill, especially for the AI, who doesn't really focus them down. I mean, they're also... I mean, Black Coaches are 315 and they're 338. You could get as many Vargulfs as Black Coaches and basically feel no difference in price. It feels like Vargulfs are a little bit too cheap, or maybe everything else is a little bit too expensive. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway. You're gonna say, oh, damn it, I should have gone into Necromantic Ritual stance. I keep forgetting to do that. Well, too late. Next time. Next time. It's not like Gorst is going to stop summoning things anytime soon. Yeah, I was about to say we should probably get rid of the Corpse Carts, but Gorst Carts, rather, but we're gonna give them over to Dieter over here. Yeah, also with all of our money spending, like, it's gonna be very difficult to try to get our... empire built up with more blood taxes and stuff, because we won't be able to afford them. But anyway, unfortunately here I am going to call it. There's not enough time to fight any more battles, obviously, and I think we're just about ready to end this turn anyway, because everybody's moved in. Next episode, or at the start of next episode, I'm willing to bet that these guys will either attack and take Wissenberg and Donnerbach for free, or they will triple army attack Nuln, which should be a pretty easy take for them. We could try to somehow get more cash and... I know, summon some stuff here. 3k for a couple of Mournfangs. I mean, the Claw of Nagash would certainly make it a lot easier to defend this, because... but then again, I really don't want to pay for it just to lose it here, and I really doubt that this place is going to survive. I mean, we got to remember that these are garbage ghost fences. They are the first level walls. They're not going to be very good compared to the corpse ball or the clockwork bombs or whatever the hell the level of towers here. Oh, wait, this was corpse ball? No. I swear they weren't even firing. No, this is wrong. They weren't doing this. They were using Imperial cannons or something when we actually fought here. This is just lying. But yeah, this is going to be very difficult to defend, and I don't imagine we'll hold on to it, but fortunately Carmilla is immortal, and we don't really care about the loss of her army, but at the very least, we should be able to dish out some casualties in what is most likely to be an extremely epic battle next time. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay and yada 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 yada. I am so excited to get the next episode. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.